So let's talk about causes. What is a cause?
That can be a lot of things, but really it goes back to that. There's something, there's a need, there's a problem, there's an issue that I feel needs to be righted or that I feel passionate about, and I'm going to buy the T-shirt, and I'm gonna go to the rallies, and I'm gonna make that something that I own, that is a part of who I am, a part of what drives me, is that I'm behind this, and there's I mean, I don't know, thousands, maybe millions of things that fit that description right now. And we've watched, I think particularly this year, as the more difficult and uncertain the world becomes, the more those are going to rise and more people are going to look to grab a hold of something, because they're looking for something that's going to be an anchor for them, that's going to be an answer for them. So the causes really have filled a gap for that for some people.
Yeah. So how have you seen young people engage in causes, and maybe even how have you seen that maybe change over time?
Yeah, I think again, some of the things of the last year haven't created new things as much as they've magnified things that were already happening. I'd say for a good 10 years or more, we really watched in our youth ministry, and even organizations that we were partnering with in youth ministry, realize that young people get invested, get excited, get engaged when there's a real need that we can hold up. And so I'd say over 10 years ago, we really started seeing that become a common culture with our high school and college age, that they were excited about water wells in Africa. They're excited about getting people out of slavery, which is a huge issue in our world. We don't see that as much, at least we don't feel like we see that as much here, but it's happening all over the world. Feeding hungry, so those kind of organizations started really growing, especially ones that were faith-based, because they could partner with the church, and kids would get behind that. And one of the things that we've seen just in the church culture as a whole is that as the generational shift is happening, you had 2 or 3 generations there that were very dutiful. They came and they gave to an institution. They supported the church. They were faithful. They did, they tithed to the church. They trusted the church to be the hub of deciding all of those causes and what we're going to do as far as ministry. But we're seeing younger generations be more likely to be inconsistent, at least in the way that they give to an organization or an institution, and more consistent in how they're going to support with their, not just their money, but their time and their energy to a cause that's going to help them feel like I'm making a real difference. Yeah.
And so, there's obviously benefits to that. What are some of the benefits?
Absolutely. If you get a teenager excited or off of their cell phone for 2 minutes, like, man,
That's
you've done something great, right?
Yeah.
And so there's some leverages there, I think, that are healthy. That also, there are great needs in the world, and God has called us, Christ has called us to care for those that are poor and afflicted and homeless and familyless, and all of these things like that. We've been called to do that. A statement that's made actually in the Old Testament that's really profound to me is like, we're called to be a voice for the voiceless, like people who can't help themselves. We're supposed to help them. So that is a part of our journey of following God, is getting connected to those kind of things. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, and it does foster that idea of being involved in something that's bigger than just me.
Right. Yeah.
So what are some of the dangers? Because not every cause is the same, and not every cause is maybe what it appears to be on the outside. And
right, and we'll talk more about this in a minute, but yeah, you got to really evaluate, because there's lots of causes. We could name a dozen or so right now that popped up this year that are not healthy. that we do not want to see people get behind.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, there's a fickleness, I think, about causes. And even as much as it makes us think about something bigger than ourselves, it can also be really self-indulgent. I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, doing it because how it makes me feel, and you get a false sense of righteousness almost from those kind of things. So you have to be careful.